So just last week I posted a video of my track dimensions to help you make one if you want to, and I hope you do because it's a lot of fun. And I said there was more to come. Yes, Q. Yeah, you can be in the video too if you want, but I don't know how much you're going to help.
Now you're quiet? Why are you quiet now? You're always so chirpy.
This is some of the more to come. I have not made anything out of cardboard, not since I made the Lion King costumes for my kids' concert. So it's about time. I have had some additions to my track planned for ages, actually. Pretty much since I finished the track, I have been thinking of other things I want to add to the track, and today I'm finally going to start that with what I think will be the easiest to accomplish. A couple things I want to do are pretty hard, actually. Or potentially pretty hard. I don't know. I haven't actually tried them yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. Today I want to make a banked curve. I could make an entirely new end to it that was built up at a corner, but that would use a lot of cardboard and is really unnecessary. You don't have to make a whole new curve, although that would give me more track. And that does sound cool too, but no, I'm gonna do more like what an actual Tamiya track is like. If you've never seen a real Tamiya produced track, well, they're all made of plastic, but to do the bank, you don't have a whole huge structure built under. All you've got really is like a stand that's only about that thick and that tall with the curve on the top, and then a rod that runs through it that sticks out both sides and supports the track. Now I could do that. I would have to get a rod of wood or PVC, but I think I'm just gonna do it totally in cardboard because that's what I've got. I've got a good thick, strong piece of 5-layer cardboard left over from this guy here. It was the only 5-layer piece in the whole set. I guess this was on the bottom for strength. It's also very clean, like almost nothing printed on it, only this one little recycle and IKEA symbol here on the top. That is the only bit of printing on it, so that's nice and clean. If I do this right, I can make everything I need out of this one piece, I think. If not, I do have a little bit more cardboard stashed out in the shed. Used to hate coffee. Anyway, so I have to make 3 pieces. I have to make the stand that this will rest on, something to extend it to support it. Either I've got to make a wider stand or some kind of supporting body. But the other 2 pieces I have to make are like a transition piece. If I just put this here, oh, coffee's in the way. Where the curve meets the straight, well, it will be straight. This is the other half of the curve just to show you. You need to put in some kind of filler piece because when you raise this up, there is this little triangular gap there. So it needs to have a little something to fill that in. And it's actually, when I look at it, a lot smaller than I thought. So either I've got to make a very small piece to go in there, or make a bigger piece and raise this up a little bit more. I could put a straight, flat piece in there, but that's going to be a pretty jarring transition. I kind of want to do a smoother curve, but that sounds more difficult. It doesn't have to be a curve. If I put it like that, it looks like a gentle enough transition. I have to build 2 identical of that, of course, because you got to have the one up the one side and down the other side. I don't know exactly how big I'm going to build it, but how big I build the stand depends on how big I build this. Or if I build the stand first, I got to figure it off of this. But considering I want to get this right, I think building the transition first will be best. That's my theory anyway. Don't know how this is going to go. I haven't made any plans or anything. This is going to be one of those make it up as I go kind of things. I guess really the best thing to do is just go to time-lapse and voiceover.
I had thought this whole project was going to be a 1-day build start to finish. I was very wrong. I probably could have finished a little quicker if I hadn't had Doctor Who on in the background as a distraction. It was a very good distraction though. I started out by making the transitions. Beginning was rather easy. I just had to match up the width of the cardboard I was using to the width of the track I'd already had made. Then I just had to make some walls to go in the individual lanes, 5 centimeters in height. So it was just a lot of measuring 5 centimeter spaces, drawing lines, cutting it out, and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting until I had 8 identical wall pieces to go on my 2 transitions. I actually wasn't using the IKEA cardboard. I found some other cardboard I had left over from the last time I made a cardboard haunted house, and it was a really convenient length and width, so I just went with that. After cutting all the wall pieces and doing lots of positioning of the tracks to try and figure out what kind of angle I wanted to make, kind of had an idea of what I was going to do, so I decided to make some triangular risers that would go on the bottom of the transition to give it some angle. I simply cut 4 rectangles of the appropriate size, cut them in half diagonally, and that gave me my triangular risers of approximately the same size. They weren't exact, but I was able to line them up and trim them and get them good enough. Once I had those cut, a test fit of the lane walls showed me approximately how much I had to cut off of each corner, because a rectangular wall would not work on the transition. A piece has to come off of each one. So I cut off a triangle on each side, test fit it, seemed good, and so I set about cutting off the corners of the other 8 lane wall pieces. After all the cutting was done, it was finally time to start the assembly using the same method I showed in the how-to video of taping and gluing and taping and gluing and taping and gluing and repeat, repeat, repeat. It didn't take too long before I had all 4 walls attached, and then I had to tape any exposed edges. Any place 2 tracks meet, you're gonna have to hold them together with tape, and if you're taping exposed cardboard, you're gonna drastically shorten the life of your cardboard track. So covering the exposed edges with tape is a really good idea. Then I glued on the triangular risers on the bottom to give it its angle, taped the back edge as well, and then realized I was gonna need a place for the track to rest on. So I simply cut a couple rectangles that were the same width as the track and the same height as the triangular risers on the bottom. I glued that together, taped that together, and then glued that onto the end of the transition to give the curved track something to rest on. After a quick test fit, it looked good. It was time to assemble the second transition, which of course went much faster than the first one because I already had everything cut, and for no reason other than I was running low on red tape and I thought, why not have 2 different colors? I made the second one using yellow tape. I have other colors. I could make it black, green, blue, but went with yellow. I think it looked pretty good.
Okay, so I decided not to go for the curved bottom on the changeover, the what's the word? I forget the word I was saying. Can't think of the word. I used it before. The place you change from one to the other. What the heck was the word I used? Anyway, I went for flat and just kind of made up an angle at random, and that will put it up about that much, which I think is a good amount of bank. But I'm out of time for today. I got the changeover? It's not the changeover. The changeover is the transition. That's the word. I got the transitions done. I will do the support tomorrow. So I guess I'm not getting this video out today like I planned. Oh well. I just did a whole intro on the camera. I think it shut itself off. It has some problems, actually, with being plugged in. Actually, for many years it didn't even work and just started working again all of a sudden. So did our dishwasher. I don't know what's going on. Got the transitions done. Did them in 2 different colors just because I didn't think I had enough red, and why not? I haven't actually used my IKEA cardboard yet. I didn't end up using that because I found some other 5... I keep calling it 5-layer, but 5-ply sounds good. Why not? 5-ply cardboard that I had left over for quite some time. Actually, well more than a year. I got this last time I made a Halloween haunted house. So that's been kicking around for a while. And it was a good size, so I didn't have to change that too much or anything. I actually just cut a few pieces off, shaped a few bits. I really wasted almost nothing. It was a very efficient use of cardboard. Only the little triangles got cut off here, and a thin sliver of cardboard from there got thrown out, really. The rest is all used. It's like my most efficient cardboard use ever. So all I gotta do today, after I do a class, actually I got a class in 15 minutes, is figure out exactly how tall to make the support that's gonna go under the curve. The transition's good, just got matched up good enough. The tape will help fill in the gaps. I'm being optimistic and thinking it'll take less time than this. Yeah, let's be optimistic. It'll probably take about the same, but I'm glad I didn't end up using this because now I can trace this onto this nice big clean piece of cardboard and get a good quarter circle of cardboard to support right under where 2 pieces of curve will meet up. It'll have a piece supporting half of each, put in some bracing underneath, and it'll be all good to go. I'm making it up as I go, but it shouldn't be too hard. Actually, making the Lion King costumes for the concert last year has given me some pretty good techniques for doing this. I should get started that in about an hour. I have to go do class. Not that that makes any difference to you, because jump cuts are a wonderful thing.
The narration for the support is going to be much easier and more straightforward than the transitions was, because it was a much simpler build. All I had to do was trace out the quarter curve and then cut that out. I decided to put a bit of wall on the bottom of the curve, which I hadn't planned on at first, but I thought was a good addition, a good way to hold the curves onto the track support.
Had to take a short break there. The camera memory got full, and so I had to go empty it, and now we may continue.
And then figure out the angle that my transitions I had made would dictate that it should sit at. Then try and take some measurements with a ruler, bit of guesstimation there, build a box to support the curve, and put some I-beam like supports on the inside, find the center of the curve, and attach the box. And that's all there was to it. On this day anyway.
So this should be all I need to turn a boring old flat curve into a really cool banked curve. Assuming I got the angles right, and that's not a guarantee. We'll see. I took measurements and I thought I had it right, but somehow I am way off. That's in the middle. That is about, what's that, 2 centimeters too high? Oh well, once again, I'm not finishing today. Well, I could just, connect it to that side, connect it to this side, and hopefully make it across the middle. That's a terrible idea. I started this last Tuesday. I thought it was going to be a one-day build, quick and easy. It is now Monday. Now technically I did pretty much finish this on Friday. I did throw a couple more pieces of tape on it this morning, but I was pretty much done on Friday. I wanted to test it out and make sure it all works perfectly before I show the kids, so I wasn't able to do anything Saturday or Sunday because kids are all here. Today is the day to see if it really does work. I took measurements, I thought I had it right, I made it too big. So on Friday, I cut off 2 centimeters, still too tall. So I cut off another centimeter, still too tall. Cut off another centimeter, I think I've got it right. We're gonna try it out today. Not set up the full track, just throw up a full circle and see how it works. If it works well today, next Saturday we can have a track day, I guess you could call it, and I'll see what the kids think of it. Yeah, if everything works, then I've got the huge job of editing all this. Hey! Something's a little off in my tolerances somewhere, so it's a little bit, small gap there, but it should work. I got the camera all the way back against the window just to get a wide enough angle to get this whole thing in. Grabbed the first car I had available, which I don't remember what I got this set up for. Let's just throw it on and give it a try. That looks like I could easily have gone for a much steeper slope. Maybe next time if I make another slope, I'll maybe put it, I don't know, closer to 45 degrees. That'd be cool. Of course, going full 90, that'd be neat too. That worked pretty much, well, exactly like I wanted it to. It goes up the curve, it comes down the curve, it doesn't crash. Setting the whole track up and seeing my kids' reactions. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they think of this. If I were to make this again, I think I would make it at a bit steeper of an angle because the cars are having too easy of a time with it, but still it adds some variety, so that's nice. If I do make it steeper, then the transition has to be adjusted, of course. I'm not even sure how much of an angle we've got right now. It's less than 45 degrees, of course. 45 would be more like that, so we're probably more around 30-ish, I'm guessing. If you would like the measurements on how to make this, let me know. I will have to take some because I didn't take any measurements when I made this. I basically held it up to existing pieces, marked down lines, cut it, guesstimated, and got myself to this point. If you do want a measurement and how-to video, let me know. I will make that. Also, if you have any suggestions about things you'd like to see, I have lots of ideas for cardboard projects and several for cardboard, mini 4-wheel drive projects to add some more variety to our track. Could be difficult, but I really want to try them out. So keep your eyes open for more of those videos. Let me know what you'd like to see, because I never want to stop making stuff out of cardboard. I really think I'm going to be doing more and more making videos on my channel here. There are so many people making videos about life in Japan now. It's a dime a dozen. I mean, it's nothing unique about this anymore. I will still make videos about life in Japan, but I want to do more making, I think. And if you make something like this, always send me a link, a video, a picture. I want to see what you've done. If you need any help or advice, send me a message too. I have helped people in the past who were having trouble making their tracks. Let me know. So of course, here's the typical YouTuber message: like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Put the bell icon on, do all that great stuff. And if I ever actually get a Patreon stuff going, consider supporting me on Patreon. I actually have set up an account, just haven't set up any rewards or anything, so yeah, no one looks at it.